Okay. Hello, guys. My name is BJ Min from Dreampreneur.com, and today we have another special guest doing an interview with another special expert in the field of internet marketing. And today's guest is Emeka Ossai, and he's the creator of My Self-Publishing Blueprint.com, which is a course that specializes in teaching newbies how to make their first $1,000 online with Kindle publishing. The way I discovered Emeka was that, I've been a full-time internet marketer for a long time doing different things. And I was on YouTube around this year, and basically I was searching for Kindle publishing, realizing I need to focus again on Kindle publishing, and Emeka's videos start to pop out. But it wasn't just any Kindle publishing videos. They were high quality, and his channel was focused on Kindle publishing. And the more I saw it, this guy knew what he was talking about. And he started his videos from documenting his whole journey from newbie to now. I've done some research. He crossed that first $1,000 a month himself first. And now I believe now you're on your way to, you're over 5 figures a month, right? In your Kindle business?
Not quite 5 figures yet, but we will be getting there, by the end of the year for sure.
So yeah, that's very impressive. Before this interview started, I asked him, how long have you been doing internet marketing? And 1 year, guys. So he's very talented. He's an up and coming internet marketer. So today in this interview, I want to ask, what was his before and after journey? So those newbies out there who are distracted, in the internet marketing world, want to learn from a fresh, new perspective from someone like Emeka. So Emeka, welcome to the interview. Thank you for being on this interview. I appreciate it.
Hey man, it's here, BJ, and let's dive into it.
Okay, so let's go check out his YouTube channel, Emeka Ossai. There's a lot of YouTube videos. People will know. But what I'm interested in is, before this internet Kindle publishing focus, right?
Yeah.
What was the before story of you, before internet marketing? What did you do before?
What was I doing? So now, man, it's for the last, for 12 years, I worked with a company called Vector Marketing, Cutco Cutlery, and it's high-end knives. And I sold those direct for a number of years. I ran a couple of sales offices, so I taught people how to train. And I found my passion was really just it's sales, but it's more helping others discover and accomplish things that they didn't think they could do themselves. And that was really what I was so passionate about. And so I did that, but I needed to change, like anybody, life changes, and got married. And then my wife's from Mexico, from Monterrey. That's where we are right now. And 2015, she got pregnant, and she wanted to have the baby down there. So her family's all here and whatnot. So I was like, yeah, sure, why not? Let's go down to Mexico. And so we packed up everything, came down here in July-ish. And I was actually able to take over her job when she went on mat leave. She was a client care manager for a family friend that we know, and I was able to take over her job for a little bit. So I was able to work from Mexico, but still earn Canadian dollars. And I knew that job was going nowhere for me,
right? And
I needed something else. And so I knew I wasn't going to start working in Mexico, start making pesos. I knew I needed to make in dollars, and that's when I started just looking on different things. And it's funny, I haven't actually told this full story yet, BJ, so this will be like an exclusive for you, bud. But I was watching a video of Gary Vaynerchuk, right, Gary V, and there were two things that stood out. One, he said, one video was just buy stuff on Amazon or buy it on eBay and just sell it on Amazon for a profit. And I'm like, that can't work. He's like, just do it. I researched 3 products, just 3 random products.
Right.
Would have made $150 if I sold all 3 on Amazon.
Wait, time out. You made money?
No, I didn't actually do it. I just researched. I looked at some products on eBay, found their prices, searched them on Amazon, and saw they were selling for so much more. And I'm like, no, it can't be that easy. What? And so, I was watching a bit of Gary, and because I watch him every morning while I have breakfast, and then another video hit me, and it was like, stop watching my videos, something like this. Stop watching my videos and get to work. And I'm like, oh man. I don't need anything else. I don't need, I got to stop watching videos. And I stopped cold turkey. Didn't watch another Gary video for like 3 months.
Wow.
And got to work. And so I started with the whole eBay, Amazon, and I looked, but
yeah,
you know, I think drop shipping or retail arbitrage, whatever, because I was in Mexico, I was limited. I wasn't able to, I couldn't do it, essentially. I needed to be stateside. I needed to be in Canada just because things are too different here. So I just started looking for other things. I was like, that got me the whole online money. Wait, what? And so I started looking, and then looked into Amazon FBA, and you know, I got excited about that.
Last year, right? When Amazon FBA was hot.
Yeah, I think it's still hot, but you know, it was last year. It was, yeah, late spring. And so I was so looking into that, and then so I started saving money, right? So I started saving every paycheck. I took 10% of every single paycheck I made for weeks, for months. 10% before we bought groceries, before we paid anything. You know, we took 10% off, and it meant like literally, we didn't buy juice anymore. We didn't buy, like, I didn't buy any more cereal. Like, I cut out anything that I didn't actually need to live. We stopped buying, because I was like, no, you know, because the wife's like, oh, but you know, that 10%, we cut, you know, we weren't making a lot of money. So taking 10% from our paycheck and putting it into a savings account for this business that who knows what's going to happen. That was kind of, so I was like, fine, no more, like all those little things, right? And it may be like, oh, you stopped buying juice, like who cares? Well, it adds up, right? All those little things adds up, right? Yeah. So it was like, you know, Dave Ramsey calls it the rice and beans diet, so to speak. Like I for like a month, I think we only ate tuna, like no chicken, no, like we went, we like, I was serious. I was like, I'm changing my life. This is happening. And so like, yeah, it was like tuna cakes, like tuna salads, tuna sandwich. It was like, now I cannot, like, tuna makes me want to barf because I'm just so sick of it now. Right. But anyways, so yeah, so we started saving money, got like $300-400. But then I realized this FBA thing is going to cost like $1,000, at least $2,000. I'm like, man, this is going to take too long. I wasn't saving fast enough. So then I found Kindle, and I started looking at Kindle publishing. I was like, oh man, I could start with like $50 to $100. Okay. Yeah. And I jumped on it. And, you know, first book, dropped it in August. That book has yet made a profit. Hate it. Are you
serious? No sales from that first book?
Oh no, it's made sales. I just spent like so much money on it. I paid for like useless marketing. I just, you know, like, it just hasn't turned profit in a year. And that's just, it's just, you know, it was my first one. Like, anyone who expects to turn a profit from their first book, it's like, yeah.
But let me ask you this. When you decide to go into Kindle publishing, because it was a much more affordable business model to get into for newbies, right? Did you learn from other people from the get-go? Like courses?
Oh, yeah. So I was just absorbing YouTube, taking in so much of YouTube. And, you know, and I really, one of the things that struck me was I found somebody that I could relate to, somebody that, you know, even though I've never actually met him, I respect him. You know, he seems like a trustworthy individual, and I liked his message. I liked what he was about. And so I just followed him, and I stopped looking at everybody else. And I followed him. Eventually I purchased, you know, his course, and I just followed him. And I just did that for my first few books. But then I realized I wasn't really getting results that I want.
Really?
That's when I started developing my own system and my own way of doing it. And I started doing that, I think, my fourth book. And literally I went from making $20-odd 1 month to over $500 the next month when I started implementing my different systems.
Right. So looking back, you don't have to go into the niche, but like some books failed and some books succeeded, right? Without going into too much detail, generally speaking, what was the difference between the ones that didn't do well and did well?
First books, I did self-help, and I did a fitness book, How to Lose Weight. Those, if you're brand new.
Too general?
Suicide. No, it's just suicide. It's just those are some of the they're the hardest and most competitive and most profitable niches to get into. But your competition is too tough. You don't know enough. I was green. I did not know what I was doing. There was no chance in me succeeding in those types. It was small. It was, and then I just, I learned from my first 3 books. My 4th book took it into a different niche that was small, that wasn't on a bestsellers list. And that's where everything changed.
Let me ask you this, the success book, without going into detail, like, did you follow the methods most publishers teach about using softwares? It has to have this criteria for the successful book, or it was just, it didn't have to follow that rule?
No, man, I didn't.
Right.
For this one, I didn't. There's a software, Kindle Spy, that, I use now and promoting the course, and that helped, but I didn't purchase that until probably my 3rd or 4th book, until I was making a little bit of money, because I was trying to keep costs down, right? I didn't have a lot of money, so I was doing everything I could to try to keep costs down as low as possible. And I think it's only like $40 or $50 or something, but still, that was $40 or $50 I could put towards a new book that could make me more, right? So I was just doing the long version of stuff.
But that's very impressive. You made from $20 a month, like very little, to the next book, boom, 500.
Yeah.
Right. So when you had that 500, like, didn't you have like aha experience? Like, oh my goodness, like, what did you do after that to go even higher?
Published 4 more books that month in the same niche.
In the same niche?
Yeah. And that brought my income to just over $2,000.
Oh, wow. Into the next month after 500.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, like, would you recommend, like, beginners, like, to focus on a specific niche and go deep into it?
What I tell all my students is, don't look in the bestsellers. Don't look at the bestsellers to find a niche, because yes, those are the bestsellers. Yes, they're profitable, and all of that. But the competition is going to be too tough, because your first book, your second, your third book is not going to be a bestsellers. So why come out? Why to try to find an idea in that? Try to find ideas that you're passionate about. Like, if you're really big into fishing, check out everything you can think of around the fishing niche or that sportsman niche or whatever. That's probably not going to be on the bestsellers list, but it doesn't mean it's not profitable, right?
Right.
So that's kind of the mindset I try to teach new students on how to think. But then don't get so hung up on that if you do find something and you're not like 100% passionate about it, but it's profitable and it doesn't look like, it's not like a mainstream like health and fitness or self-help or anything, then go for it, right? So
you find a unique niche, and you had some success with that first successful book, and you created more and more books in that niche. I guess that's the business model that works for most self-publishers, right?
It is. The whole idea, and I've started creating more of a brand around that niche, because nobody wants to just sell $2.99 Kindle books, right? The whole idea is use the traffic that you can get from Amazon that they buy their books to finding something that you can sell to the back end with them. Because there's 2 types of people, and there's the Kindle publishers who are, they're just focused only on Kindle and Amazon and that's it. But then there's the internet marketers who will use their Kindle books. They'll build a website and a funnel to take their readers from the Kindle books to their website, where they have products related to that particular niche. That is what an intermarketer is. That is the difference between somebody who's making a few grand a month to somebody who's making 10 to 20,000 a month.
Oh, wow. So let me ask you this. You've also had mentors in your journey, right? I read.
Yes.
Was it one mentor, or multiple mentors throughout the entire journey?
One, really, D1 Bainey. It was funny. He was just somebody I followed because, I saw his videos once again. I related to him, watched a few videos. He seemed like he was a pretty upfront guy, joined a couple Facebook groups and, that he was in. And then just in December, I reached out to him and I was like, hey, do you can I learn from you? Basically, I just sent him a Facebook message and said, hey, can I learn from you? Something like that. And he's like, once you're making $1,000 a month, come and talk to me. I was like, okay. And then, you know, I reached out to him again in January, probably about a month later. And I'm like, all right, here's my income report. I'm still really interested. What do I need to do? And he told me a couple other things. I did them that week. And then, you know, I signed up for his coach and worked with him for the next couple months, and changed my life.
Really?
Having a mentor is the smartest. It's the best money you can spend. 100%. Having a mentor is the best money you can spend. It just hands down, because he literally helped me accomplish goals that I was looking at 2018 accomplishing. It's still on my wall in my bedroom, on my dream wall. It says to accomplish the goal, it's for 2018. I accomplished that in 3 months with him.
Wow.
Because he just had me thinking so much bigger. He allowed me to think bigger than I was capable of thinking on my own.
Right.
And once again, like like that month, I probably got a $1,200 paycheck or something from my royalties.
Yeah.
And I dropped 1,000 on him. Like, I couldn't publish any more books. I had no more money. My wife was like, I hope you know what you're doing. But I took everything I earned that month and gave it to him. And he literally changed my life.
Wow.
Like, I've made tens of thousands of dollars now because of that.
Wow. So your business model is it's not just ebooks alone. You have a whole funnel that was higher and higher.
Yeah, that's the whole idea. You know, I do help people focus on their first 1,000, because that's, I think, the game changer for them mentally.
Right.
But, you know, I try and, you know, hopefully my students are learning that it's so much bigger than just the books. That you can really just, if you build the brand, and it takes so much extra work, and a lot of people don't talk about it, but if you do it and you do it correctly, you know, it can really explode. I don't know if you saw that video that I posted inside our Facebook group with that one brand.
Yeah.
But I'm going to do a case study, I think, on that, because I think it's just so key. It's so perfect of showing what a Kindle publisher did with their books, and now they have all these other products and a website and a brand, and it's so much bigger than just books, if you want it to be. Some people are happy just selling books.
What are some examples of the back end that you sell, or you've seen other Kindle publishers do that did well, that can work for newbies out there in the long run?
Well, you know, for example, if you're doing dog training, right? If that's your niche, right? Chew toys. You start selling chew toys to your readers. You start selling all these different dog leashes. I'm not a dog person, so I don't know. What else do dogs need? You know, doggy bowls for food. All those different types of things. People who are reading your books, they're dog owners. So sell dog products to dog owners. That's it. That's
through
all you gotta
Amazon,
do.
FBA, you're saying?
Sure, or drop ship it to them. Whatever you need to do. You just set up a simple website, and then just funnel your customers to it. Say, hey, for getting the book, you get a 20% off coupon on my website. Here are our top recommended products.
Oh, so you're also learning another skill set of
totally. Yes. Yeah, really? That's key, because that, once again, right there, this is the difference between a Kindle publisher and an internet marketer.
I see. So you're actually learning e-commerce too now on the side, right?
A little.
Or other people.
A little. I'm very careful to stay in my own lane. There are certain goals that I want to hit next year that are mostly around, you know, my self-publishing blueprint and things like that. So I'm careful not to get distracted myself with the other shiny object over here that might be Amazon FBA or whatever. I stay very focused until I've hit the goal, until I know, all right, it's up, it's running, it's doing what I want it to be doing. Now it's time to shift gears and focus on something else as well.
Okay. Let me ask you this. It's very curious, because how do you stay so focused on self-publishing while there's so many things out there on the internet, FBA, e-commerce? How do you stay so focused?
I know why people fail, because they start looking at everything else. That's it. And I just won't fail. I just can't. I have too much. As far as I know, until somebody proves me wrong. You get one life. And I ain't living the life I want to live. And, you know, the greatest fear, this quote, the greatest fear is meeting the man I could have been. Right. And, you know, since I've been a kid, I've wanted, you know, the 911 Turbo S. I want my own yacht. I want a private jet. Like, who wouldn't want that lifestyle? Anybody can have it. But the people who get it are focused and they know what they want. So I think that's why I don't get distracted with, hey, this, you know, I should set up this Shopify store, or I should start doing Amazon FBA. I stay focused on what I know will keep building my business. And I think it goes into building deep and not wide, right? You know, with Kindle, we talk about go deep. So go into, you know, dog training, and then just a ton of dog training books, serve your customer. Go deeper by selling them products. Going wide would be doing dog training, and then holistic health, and then weight loss, and then this, and then this. That's going wide. That's like, so the same thing, Kindle publishing, and then, you know, you go deep with it that I'm doing versus FBA, affiliate marketing, Shopify, and all those things. Going wide, I'd rather focus on one, get super good at it, get it to the level that I want it to, and then once that stream of income is solid, then move on to the other one and start building all over again. And then that one becomes solid. And this is the model that, you know, the guy I started following does. And I've seen it work for him. He makes about $2 million a year now. Wow.
So Kindle has an intro. Kindle's an intro to bring the leads in. And he has another way to make money with his e-commerce, I'm guessing, something like that.
Yeah.
Deeper products, real physical products. Right?
Yeah. All these different things, and you work on them until they become solid.
That's a good point.
And then you get somebody like a VA to just run it and manage it. And that's what a business owner is, right? That's how I look at myself. And you know, that's what I try to teach others. It's like, think about it as a business owner.
Right.
And
so let me ask you this. There's a lot of Kindle courses out there. One of the questions I want to ask you, what makes your course stand out from other courses? You probably went through a lot of courses in your journey.
I did.
What makes this system different?
Everything we just talked about. That's what I teach. That's the long objective and what I want to teach my students, what we just all talked about. The other courses just don't dive into that. You know, my background is like we talked about, as sales trainer. So I know how to break things down so people understand it, and I know how to teach from the basics in order so those fundamentals become rock solid. But then I also keep that long vision in mind, because I want them to succeed, not just with Kindle, but I want them to build the skills that they're going to need to succeed online with anything that they want. And that's what I really make sure that, like, all the lessons and everything, the way it's all put together, it's designed to teach them that step by step, even without them realizing what they're learning or why they're learning it. That's how I've set it up. And I think that is the big difference between, you know, my course and everyone else's out there. So.
And you're making a full-time income online right now,
yes.
But it was just about a year ago. What's interesting about you is it was just about a year ago, you were pretty much a newbie, you know? Mm-hmm. So like for other newbies, they're looking at Shopify right now or e-commerce, they're looking at Facebook, they see all these shiny objects. Why would you say Kindle is the best option to get started for newbies?
You know, I think Kindle is the best to get started because it offers the lowest learning curve. It offers, you know, you're working with Amazon, so you get all of Amazon's traffic, but you learn the skills that you essentially need to do all those other things as well. You know, when the time's ready. But, you know, it's like whether somebody should start with Kindle or, you know, it really comes down to start with one, but then stick with it. I've seen too many people jump from one to another. Just pick one. They all work. Every single way that you've heard works.
Right.
It's 2017. Like, there's so many ways to make money online. They all work. They're all relevant. Just pick one and then just stick with it for a year. Stick with it and make it work, because it does. Right.
And where do you see the future of Kindle publishing in the future? For those people who may say, hey, isn't it too late to get in? What would you say for the future of Kindle?
nah, it's not too late at all. Like I just had one of my, one of the students, he just posted that, he just got approved and just purchased his first condo, and his Kindle publishing business is paying his mortgage. And he started only a few months ago, back in May, and it's September right now. So where's Kindle going in the future? Well, nobody knows, because it's Amazon, and nobody knows what, Jeff's master plan is with Amazon. I don't think anyone saw Amazon buying, what's that place? Whole Foods, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, they just recently bought that. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think what I do think I do know is next year, I think it's going to be a lot more challenging with Kindle publishing.
Yeah.
Just as the landscape changes. It was, 3-4 years ago, Kindle publishing was easy. You just threw books up, but then that's why it's a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths, because there was so much crap going up. There was just, so Amazon's changed, but I think it'll just the cost of books and the cost to get started, I think will just keep rising, because Amazon will want more quality and quality and quality. And that's, so if you're thinking about it, you should just start now, because if you wait a few months, it'll just keep getting more expensive to get going.
I think I was going through a training, and I think it was you or someone made a good point. Once you see a good quality book, to beef it up, put more content in it over time.
Yes, totally. Yeah, that's one thing that Amazon actually looks for and will reward you for it. You should really do, 2 to 3 or maybe even 4 versions of a book. And you can actually get Amazon, if you do significant changes, you can get Amazon to email everybody that purchased the first one that the changes have been made. But yeah, it's a great way to test out a market, right? If you start off with 8 to 10,000 words for a nonfiction book, make sure that it's going to sell. And once it sells and it's profited for you, then invest, another $150 or something into it and expand it by 10,000 words. Now you got an 18,000 word book or whatever.
And I think what makes you stand out of the Kindle teachers out there is you're about quality, So I want to ask you, like, when you're getting started with publishing one book, let's say, like, quality is also means more longer books. Like, how many words do you start with generally now?
My books are usually 10 to 12,000 to start. Yeah, to start with. And, I know some of the students, they'll do 15 to 17,000 to start. It's like, hey, if you got a really good feeling about a niche and you want to invest that, then go for it. But I like to start with 10 to 12,000, and then, I'll throw it up on all 3 platforms. Go ahead.
And then you start at 12,000 words. That's a great start. If it's a hot seller, how many words total do you make it ideally to make it the best?
All depends.
Generally speaking,
it really depends on whatever you really want.
Because I heard you say something like you had a book that's 300 pages. I was like, really?
300 pages? I think my longest book is 180 pages.
That's pretty long.
And it's a big book. It's like, it's like an 8x10. Like, it's not a 5x9 little book. Like, it's 8x10, it's 180 pages. So if it was a 5x, if it was a 5x9, it'd probably be over 300 pages.
Wow. So, but you would start with 10,000 words, and if it does really well, you'll get to 20,000 words, 30,000 words.
Keep increasing. Totally.
What's a good amount?
I don't know what a good amount is, because the important thing is that, that book, you should be getting traffic from that book and funneling it somewhere else, so you can go with that bigger picture that we talked about, and get some other products, sold to them. But it's really essentially just building a brand around your books, because that's the key thing, right? Building a brand and a following around your books, because that's how you maintain long-term sales with Kindle publishing, right? From all the people that I've talked to that have been doing it for years, they all have a brand that they've built around their books, and that allows them to keep making money every single month, and they don't even look at their books anymore.
And do the most successful publishers you've talked to focus on one niche?
Usually a few of them, most of them have a couple different niches.
Okay.
But it's not like they have 10. It's like they have, they've built brands in like 2, 3, or 4 different niches you know, and they all have like 20 books in each one, right? Like, yeah, they've taken the time. Yeah.
I see. Interesting way, because yeah, that's pretty cool. So, well, let me ask you this, because you seem like you sound like you learned from a lot of people. You went and joined Facebook groups. For the newbies out there, like, you can definitely check out mypublishersystem.com, myselfpublishingblueprint.com, Emeka's course. On top of that, don't you offer like a Facebook group? You offer a Facebook group where you answer questions here and there?
It comes along with the course, and it's designed because a Facebook group, joining Facebook groups really helped excel my learning. I just met so many great people, and I was really able to get advice and tips from people way more advanced than me, and that really helped change everything. So the Facebook group that you get with the course, it's free. You know, so it's there, and I think you've seen in it. There's so many helpful people in there that post questions and challenge your thinking, and it's an awesome community of people.
So what's your plans for in terms of the teaching Kindle? Like, are you going to offer mentorship in the future as well, or?
I do currently have a mentorship program as well. It's a monthly group mentorship where we do live weekly calls once a week. And, you know, it's a chance where I can work with my students, you know, as a group, and we can just talk about whatever needs to be talked about, but they can get more access to me. And then they also get, you know, email access, or, you know, direct Facebook Messenger access to me to talk about specific niche things that they have, or specific things that they don't really want to share out in, you know, out in the open. It's and that, because I came up with that because of how much a mentor helped accelerate my business. That's why I came out with the self-publishing accelerator. That's what it's actually called. So.
Okay, so for those of you guys who are interested in learning from someone who's actually, I mean, I've seen a lot of people do internet marketing, Kindle publishing, but I haven't seen somebody who just got started about a year ago accelerate as fast as you. I haven't seen that much. I mean, I haven't. So, like, for those of you guys who are really interested, watch this video for now and for the future, who want to learn from someone who's the real deal, who was just a newbie a year ago, but now he's on his way to he's already making a full-time income, got mentored from millionaire mentors in this specific niche. I will highly recommend myselfpublishingblueprint.com. There will be a link below the video. You can go check it out. And if you do get that, get it from this link below the video, I will also give you an additional hour exclusive training that I did about self-publishing that you can get as well.
That's awesome.
Emeka, I appreciate you for being on this interview. Thank you for your time. And I know, like, hey man, I've been doing full-time internet marketing for a little bit, but I could see, like, you have great talent, potential. I see it. You can be high quality. That's why.
I appreciate that, BJ, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on, bud.
All right. Thank you. Take care.